Hello everybody, this is Lady Kaylah here and welcome to the Geekdom. Today I'm going to do my first impressions video of Star Trek, and I was going to do like a season 1 review and then maybe like end up doing like a review for each season, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So I watched one and I'm a little bit into season 2, and so I think that's enough for me to just kind of give my first impressions because there's kind of like a huge difference between season 1 and season 2. First of all, season 1, I started with the pilot episode, which doesn't even have Kirk as the captain, and it's kind of just like, it's very different from what they settled on for the next episode, so it's kind of like the pilot shouldn't even be really included as part of Star Trek. Not in the way that I'm saying it's excluded completely, because they do later on cover it, but the pilot is not what is starting the whole adventure. Like, that's not Kirk's ship, that's not what's going on, that's not part of what is known to be Star Trek. So later on, they decide to cover and explain that episode by covering some loose ends and whatnot. So I guess they were deciding, like, if anybody had seen the pilot or remembered the pilot, they would cover up some loose ends. And so, yeah. And then after that, it seems like they were kind of uncertain about what was going to stay and what was going to be crucial to what we know as Star Trek. So I think a couple characters end up just kind of continuously being switched out. Nobody's really staying around except for like Kirk and Spock, and then later on McCoy becomes more integrated and regular, and then we get a couple more regular characters. And so I'm just like, oh my god, everything needs to come together. And finally it does towards the end of season 1, and then at the start of season 2, and I haven't finished season 2, but it's very apparent at the start of season 2, like, they've got their things together, they're going to start this epic journey, things are going to be more consistent, they're going to make more sense, and so I'm really, really excited to continue the journey. I didn't hate it from the beginning though. I actually really like old dated stuff, and it's really interesting to see what people considered awesome in different time periods, and I'm sure Star Trek was totally rad despite our technology being so much better when it comes to making entertainment. So I still enjoy it. Some of the storylines are like really cheesy, some of them are kind of like eye roll. There's a lot of allusions to the Bible, like a ton of allusions to the Bible, but I think, especially at the start of season 2, like, it's apparent that things are going to smooth out and it's going to be really, really awesome. But yeah, so things that I like about it so far are, even though it does sexualize women, like, you can see their like tiny, tiny little dresses, and like, almost every single episode a woman is involved in some way as being seductress, or being the, I don't know, the eye candy to somebody, or being the reason some sort of drama happens. It's a little bit like that, but they're given awesome roles that are roles of power, that are roles of importance, and we even have a woman of color who is given a regular role as someone who is completely awesome. And you know, there's I don't remember what episode it was, but she's trying to like fix the communication system, and Spock comes over and he's watching her and, you know, asking her what she's doing, and she's like, she responds, and he's just like, well, if anybody could do it, it's you, basically. And I like that because she's doing a mechanical job and she doesn't need help, and even Spock, who is very intelligent and who we've seen make computers out of like nothing, basically, even he was like, yeah, you're the most capable for this. And I was just like, yes. I thought it was awesome. I really like it. And it sucks because in many ways, even this old-timey show has better portrayal of women than a lot of modern shows that I've seen. So that's a little unsettling, but whatever. So I like that. I like some episodes more than others. I like especially when Spock's story is explored. So like, he's my like favorite character, and every time Spock's story is the highlight of the episode, I'm like, yes, this is my favorite episode. He always for some reason has like the most compelling like storylines. Like he's the only one that like gets like in depth about his past, well, so far that I've seen. And he's very, even though he's withdrawn from his emotion, he's still, to me at least, the most relatable. And so far I haven't seen an episode where we really get into Kirk or McCoy or any of the other characters in the same way that we have with Spock. So I hope that changes because I really do enjoy the other characters. I really like Kirk. He's not my favorite. I love Spock, but Kirk's enjoyable, and he's silly almost. And McCoy, I think he's really sassy, and so I like him too. But I can't wait to get more into this adventure, and I think if I do future videos on Star Trek, I'm going to try to focus more on like focus like issues or focus questions. So if you have any questions that you want me to explore or ideas that you want me to explore in Star Trek, the original series, because that's where I'm at right now, just leave them in the comments below, and when I get around to those episodes, or when I get around to exploring those questions or perhaps characters, whatever, I will do a more in-depth video with that in mind. So until then, that's just my little first impressions of Star Trek. I really like it. I definitely can see how a lot of people might want to get into Star Trek but might not be able to really get into the original series because it is really dated, it is really cheesy. However, I happen to be a fan of that, so it depends. I would definitely give it a try if you already are a fan of Star Trek but you're only aware of the newer stuff. Yeah, that's just how I feel. I feel like I'm overall positive about it, and if I have anything else to say, any more issues I find, or any more praises, I might do another video. So it definitely helps when you guys leave me focus questions to explore. So if you can, in the comments below, and I'll see you later. If you want to contact me outside of YouTube, there is links to my Facebook page, my Tumblr, Twitter, all that in the description below, and see you later. Bye.